No matter what you hear, your starseed lineage, what the majority of them are, and you feel like in a way that makes you question if you are or if you're not, trust yourself. Don't wait and look around for someone else to do what you want to do or to be what you want to be, the things that you feel inside of you. Be that one. That's why you're here. Hey everyone, and welcome. I'm Val Mason. In today's video, I'm going to tell the story of how I came to know my starseed origins. This all started in 2020 when I had my Kundalini awakening. And if you've ever had a Kundalini awakening, you know that there are no words to ever describe it. Words simply could not suffice. No matter the most beautiful poem you ever written or how descriptive and creative of a writer that you are, words simply cannot suffice. It transcends the logical mind. It's absolutely the most profound experience. It's many things. It's terrifying. It's blissful. It's euphoric. It's painful physically and emotionally. I think especially if it was twin flame induced, you know that you had never experienced anything like that before, and you never will again in your human life. A Kundalini awakening is a life-changing event. It's the pivotal moment in every person's life. If I live to be 100, and we know through time, minds change, ideas change, beliefs change, as our perspectives and our perception changes along with it as we grow and evolve. But if I live to be 100, 2020 with my Kundalini awakening will have been the turning point of my entire life. So, and during a Kundalini awakening, your DNA is being activated. Your star lineage DNA, your soul star lineage DNA is being activated, and you're receiving downloads. It's like, are we really receiving downloads, or is it just being awakened from within us? I guess however you want to look at it. As above, so below. It's the same inside out as it is outside in. During my Kundalini awakening, of course, I'm realizing that I have ancient knowledge and wisdom, and it just takes you over. You just kind of become it. It becomes you, you become it. And I knew, then I started getting on Google and finding what this was, understanding twin flame nature and connections, and what a Kundalini awakening is, and kind of how to navigate it a little bit. And I knew that I was a starseed. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and fast forward 2 years. I had so much trauma and so much subconscious programming and conditioning that it took me 2 years of allowing all that to surface, releasing it, finding salvation, going back to hell, allowing it to surface, finding salvation, doing this over and over for 2 years before I was able to even start, taking a step back and being able to breathe long enough to start questioning and investigating. Well, I'm a starseed, right? What's that all about? And I started questioning, I have a greater purpose. This was a year after I had let go of my twin flame. It took me a year to let go of my twin flame and realize, like, look, you have a life here. You have a great purpose. No matter how much addiction, how much hell, how much prison, how much hatred, how much victim mentality that I felt confined in and consumed by, I knew, Val, you're the great. You're Val the Great. You have such talent and so much life inside of you. You have to do something here. So then a year later, which was 2 years since my Kundalini awakening, that's when I really reached a point where I was like able to start questioning, And, it wasn't like I sat down and prayed. I didn't look up to the sky. I didn't set the intention to find an answer with my higher self or my spirit guides. I literally just held the question I just was curious, you know, and I shop at Goodwill. My favorite place to get clothes is Goodwill. In fact, the shirt that I'm wearing came from Goodwill, and the pants. My bras and my underwear, of course, I buy new. Occasionally, I'll slide into H&M and find something gold, or, I'll get a pair of jeans from Target. But the majority of my clothes comes from Goodwill. And I'm an artist, too, so that's part of my thrifty nature. But anyway, I'm sifting through the shirts at Goodwill one day. Well, it was 3 days after I had really started asking that question. I had that question, I'm a starseed, because I didn't know. Like I said, I had so much trauma and so much core wounds to handle before I could even start investigating and, expanding in more of who I truly am. But it had been that point where I reached. So I'm sifting through the clothes, and I'll go ahead and add these pictures in the video because I took a picture of it. But I came across a shirt that I think was made by Canva, and it said Sirius Star on it. And I mean, like, if you shop at Goodwill, when have you ever seen a shirt made by Canva, number one? And number two, it was just right there. I knew it. I knew that was my answer. I knew that was meant for me. And that's important thing. That's an important thing to note. When you receive your signs and your answers, don't question whether it's valid or not, because everything is energy and everything's interconnected. If it finds you, it's meant for you. It's your answer. So I took that. I knew that was my answer, and I was just blown away. I was so blown away. It stopped me in my tracks. I took a picture of the front and the back. And then from that point on is when I began to remember. I began to be able to embody the frequency, the feeling of my Syrian DNA. And if I could describe it, it's very leading edge. It's very new age ambient. It's futuristic. It's what Earth would consider sci-fi. It's very youthful and fresh. It's very expansive, and it's super free. It's just totally 2000s ambient kind of music and artwork that is almost like an illusion, very out of this world. A way that I could describe it, if you've ever seen Jurassic World Dominion, when Dr. Grant and Dr. Sattler are in Biosyn Research Facility, that round, leading edge kind of architecture in nature. And inside the facility, very clean, very crisp and modern. The color blocks of orange and blue and gray and black and white. The geometric design in the signs and the doors and the infrastructure and the lights, just everything. It's kind of futuristic, modern, fresh, crisp. It totally transcends the logical mind. And I began to be able to incorporate that more into my artworks and my creations and my physical expression. When I discovered this, I was able to really harness it and use it in my life and be able to apply it. It was just like finding another piece of my puzzle and then being able to use that and grow on that. And since then, of course, I have connected, like I've hopped on the frequency that flows between Earth's sun and the Sirius sun. And I've been able to, sync up and receive more of that energy as I continue to grow and develop, in order for myself to grow and develop properly in alignment with my soul and fulfill my purpose here on Earth. And it's really amazing. It's really cool. But I thought it was really interesting that it took me 2 years after my Kundalini awakening, after activating that DNA, before I was able to really find that out. And also, I want to note that I don't really have like detailed memories from Sirius. There's another thing that I want to note as well. But I don't have detailed memories. It's more of a frequency. It's more of feeling the frequency. And perhaps in the future, I will have detailed memories come in. But if you don't have detailed memories and other starseeds do, that does not invalidate you. That does not disqualify you. Just live your life. Trust yourself. Trust your path. The other important thing that I wanted to note was, so if you're a twin flame, you may, and you probably will understand this, I'm not quite sure, but let's go ahead and talk about this. There are a lot of souls, a lot of light workers that remember when right before they incarnated in this life. They remember choosing their avatar, they remember choosing their soul lessons, their hardships, their experiences, their family, and they remember being told, like, you get to go to Earth, and feeling really, really excited. So for myself personally, during my Kundalini awakening, and if you're a twin flame like I am, what I understood was that this had been planned for a long, long time. In fact, this was planned when we painted the stars, if you will. And before the Big Bang, this was planned as we are all source before time and space. However, I, myself, my twin flame, and all of my higher self counterparts that are with us now in this lifetime, we didn't choose our avatars before we incarnated in this lifetime. This was pre-planned with our contract to come to Earth. Since the dawn of humanity, we've been on Earth many, many lifetimes throughout the span of human evolution. And here we are today. So the avatars that we are today, we knew that we would live way back, like prior to the Neolithic era, like at the time of Atlantis and Lemuria. That's when we planned these lifetimes. So also, if you have confusion and you feel as though you might be being blown around by the winds of social media and the world, with all these different experiences and with all these different viewpoints and beliefs and opinions, take a deep breath, settle down into your body. Don't question your validity. Don't question your own experience. Don't question whether or not you're right or valid, because you are. Trust what you feel. Trust what you know. And remember that as we evolve and as we grow, so will our beliefs, so will our thoughts, so will our perspectives and our perceptions. So what you believe and understand today, in 2 years from now, most likely will have changed. I've heard through channelers and other Syrian starseeds and different psychic people and clairvoyants on social media and Gaia Network and so forth, that a lot of Syrian starseeds are very scientific. And this is true. I absolutely love science. In fact, I could not be more excited to live in a time on planet Earth where we have scientists, quantum physicists, cellular biologists, and earth scientists that are now bridging the material physical world and the spirituality. They're bridging and merging the two through science, because there is no separation. It's just that now we have souls that are reminding us, the collective planet Earth, of the union that has always been, to now heal the illusion of that separation and that discord. And this begins on an individual level. It begins within. It begins questioning, in what way do I feel that I have to be different in my spiritual life than my physical life? That's the great question to start asking yourself, because it's when you're able to merge the two and find your flow there and find your purpose there and find your integrity there. That's when you have reached inner union and balance. That's when your self-esteem has risen and you're in your confidence and you have found your voice and your power in the moment. As I was saying, a lot of Syrian starseeds are very science-oriented. However, I'm an artist. No matter what you hear, your starseed lineage, what the majority of them are, and you feel like in a way that makes you question if you are or if you're not, trust yourself. Don't wait and look around for someone else to do what you want to do, or to be what you want to be, or to bring forward to the table of the earth, if you will, the things that you feel inside of you. Be that one. That's why you're here. I hope today's video finds you well. I hope this has been a great help. If it has, please consider dropping a like and also subscribing for more of my content. I appreciate it. I'm Val Mason. Until next time, take care.